Well, hi friends, good morning. Now, this is Monday, a start of new week, and as again, basically, I was posting in my trade setups, and I indicated that again, this trade setup actually is looking positive, but again, it has a big sort of influential factor, in which is going to come from the exit polls again. Now, in the exit polls again, we have seen that largely again the trends actually are not looking clear here. It could be very neck-to-neck race between the BJP and Congress. Now, ideally, again, that should not be implying much for the markets, but where we are situated right now, it's going to imply much. Now, what are the factors today again we should be keeping in mind when we start the trade here, then start the trade book again? Now, the factor number one, Dow futures are down 150, 200 points. Factor number two, Dow actually was down very significantly on Friday. So a weak close on Friday and then a weak start to Monday here. That's a recipe again for the weak Asian markets here, and that's what actually we are getting at present. Asian markets are trading very weak, and that again sets up again basically for almost 100 to 200 points for cut in the nifty here. So take 100-point gap down opening in nifty again for granted. Now the question is, if there is a gap down opening 100 points, what you should be doing? For that again we should remember what are the derivative cues at present. Now in terms of futures, there was a long open risk build up. Primarily the market was anticipating it's not going to be that bad again for the nifty here. But since we actually the nifty futures could be actually breaching the 10,600 level, that was the first support level, and again once we start below that level, then 10,550 again. Now what I'm trying to tell you is that there was a good writing at 10,500, so ideally again 10,550, 600, that's a very strong support. It's not going to go away so easily. The bulls actually are going to fight hard for that. But if we actually see breach of 10,500, then again don't create any long position. Even in fact around 500, 510, 520, there is no need to create long positions. Just wait for it, because Dow futures have given a weekly breakdown, and that is usually a recipe of almost 3 to 5% cut more. So that also tells us somewhere this week, either could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are going to see a sharp correction in Dow, and that is going to actually induce negative pressure for Nifty here. So when you actually see somewhere levels around 500, if you want to again play for a sort of dead cat bounce, so maybe a short sort of pullback, you can actually play for 30 to 40 point or 50 point max here. But then it's a good time to just to wait and see what the market's trying to do. Ideally, in terms of the put writing positions which have been created on Friday, the writers will actually panic today, because again the cut will be sharp and Nifty again will raise towards 10,550, 600 area, and that is going to create some liquidation pressure. If the writers they hold strong, they don't cover the positions, that's an indication that the markets actually could be crossing 10,600 again. So watch out for the first 3 hours. That's going to give you a flavor. If we breach 10,500, then we go straight to 10,400, then 10,200. Both actually open up here. If we don't breach that, if we again we stabilize around 10,550, then basically it's going to be a sort of pullback, and again you're going to get a movement of 10,600, 610. About that again there is another going to be a pull, sort of a movement here. So 610, 610, that's again your mark here, and then from there 10,550, that's your second mark here. So again if you want to trade here, you should trade actually around those levels there. Bank Nifty, what actually the bias there? Now if I remember HDFC Bank chart again, it was looking positive. I also actually was seeing a sort of long build up again, and that list again, I have a list here, and that list actually was looking quite positive again for this week. And those actually stocks were Bajaj Finance, HDFC Bank, HUL, Infosys, TCS. Those all actually had given long positions, but I won't worry about the charts, as I had mentioned the trade setup on Friday for the next week, that these actually could vary primarily because there could be a sort of big volatile swing factor here because of the exit polls and election results. So primarily what I would do is I will just actually look at the Nifty, slightly wait a bit. If the levels are being respected, then I will go long in these stocks. So remember, if you're playing for a bounce back, then you have Infosys, you have TCS, you have HDFC Bank, you have Bajaj Finance. These are looking good, and these actually could be the first one to play for a bounce here. If you're not playing for a bounce, if you're playing for a breakdown, then I think maybe some fresh ones actually are going to be seen, and I will be posting on that again, so watch out for that. But for now, metals is the first theme for today. Those actually will be short, and metals actually are going to see selling pressure. Steel and metals, they both will be under selling pressure. So theme number one. Theme number two, again, aviation, oil marketing companies could be under pressure, especially Jet Airways. Again, that could be a short stock here. Primarily why? Because oil prices have shown an uptick here. So again, that is a negative start again for also that pack here. So that's theme number two. Theme number three, again, perhaps we actually should be waiting out, as I've listed the names which you have for any bounce back. But I think we should wait out. We should just wait out to see where the market is going at present. But on a last note, remember the futures, those are the important cues. And the European futures are indicating gap down start. Dow futures 150 point, 200 point cut already. Asian futures are trading down. Base metals in Asia are trading down. And that's the recipe when the bulls actually should not be in a hurry. Just know the levels and see how the levels the market is respecting. If the levels are being respected, play for a bounce. If not, then just wait out again. Perhaps maybe short ones actually could be a better idea. Thanks.